02584825 go say 0700890075. St. Angela's Preparatory and Junior School, Mosocho. The sky is the limit.
Etaya TV Oburabu Wagusi.
Mimuna na ndo mwanchi muri Etaya TV na inda sense mwende togo kwarigani bene ntweka kumanya buri tanga ni buna litwari rero nigo togo kwanira igoro yamangana GBV twabere tokoro mu robero yobere gukorekana 15 narimo na tinsemo ababwatani kurwase byumbe babiri bagwesoke asinsemo iriyo kwenekia buna nkoruwani abare gosengo ngoseme baraba nanchi igoro yokoruwani ya GBV gose tisegi chegenga buna twabere tokora ekero tokora buna nigo yarokandire buna abanene bari bakunereriwani go bare abasibati nari twere ndubwato mugeni gaiga oyore otireta mangana yokoruwani ya femicide gose ogoitwa akwa abasibati oyoro mu coordinator ase orosayari wakisi ngocyari go tumanyia mange ninki kyabere okorekana samatukaya 15 narimo ninki babere bagokorana inde ninki keri mosembaro chematunda ndonsi narororo gosengi keri basemeretie akirachi gokorekana ase amatukabosyo asokone kyabuna GBV yaberege koera emergency to ya Kenya to kwari nenda centre ya bene eriyo tobe to gusanga goika omwero igora inyora nabo kogendera gusanga mona intwe obegona bogo tumari bori riao wetrasinsemo chimetandao nabo ibona bogo tuma SMS eriyo bogo tobe to koiwekerengerere kya okurwa ndonse asogenderete goto rigereria kurwa
Bemono sana mwancho muri na twachi kirego kumanya kolende tali abasubati boka by the way karo twaringeta onigari mbanyara kwa babate abo igo abasacha n'abana banyaruka karibu sana sinchira bene twanchire tunyara kwa batoko mwaliga niyo magani ito bweli toko lya lero mgeni karibu labda kwa kifupi tu mfahamishe mtazamaji wewe ni nani na unahusika na mambo yapi.
Asante sana watazamaji, kwa majina naitwa Lucy Onyango. Mimi ni Femicide Coordinator Kisii County. Na tunajumulika kwa shirika la Femicide. It's a movement that was begun to fight for the rights of women. And we not only fight for the rights of women, but human rights issues in general, even the policy advocacy, and the movement itself support victims of femicide and provide awareness on femicide.
Sarondo chero ikatochi tokwa nege songake. Umesema kwamba leo ilikuwa siku ya mwisho ya siku 16 and we understand that you've been moving around educating masses, the people kwa ground hapa town tulikuwa leo mkimaliza. Kwa kifupi tu tueleze siku hizi zimekuwa aje? Have you been participating each and every day ama mlianza alafu mkana kumaliza leo?
Asante sana. So tumekuwa na 16 days of activism yenye ina celebratiwa yearly. It is an yearly event that begins on 25th of November to 10th of December. So today as we were culminating, we decided to focus mostly on femicide. Each day has its own issue that we focus with. For example, when we started, it was elimination of violence against women on the first day. The second day was about cyberbullying. And all forms of gender-based violence. For the 16 days, we have femicide, homicide, intimate partner violence, rape, defilement, FGM. So we were focusing on all forms of violence. And each day here in Kisii County, we had different activities. Like, for example, the first 4 days, we had medical camps to target the old people, especially in terms of referral pathways to GBV. So tulienda tu mashinani ndio tuweze kukutana na wananchi, so that we were holding legal clinics where we had lawyers kwa ground wakisaidia vile cases zinaweza isha, because mostly the problem here in Kisii yenye tuna face kama watu wa huku, it's mostly land issues. So we found that land issues is leading to GBV and people are being killed because of land. So we realized that we should go in the community and also talk to the community and tell them other conflict resolution measures and mediation that exist in the judiciary, so that the community can come and access these services. After the medical camps, we did the health talks. Health talks was majorly to target adolescents and young people, because we saw that most of these forms of gender-based violence happen between the young generation. It's because maybe of the relationship issues, and they're still cropping up, and because of the social upbringing and technology, there is a lot of technologically facilitated GBV that happens online. So that's why we targeted the adolescents and young people during the health talks, and we were able to discuss issues of FGM. We were able to discuss issues to do with a referral pathway in terms of accessing services like the youth-friendly centers. After the health talks, now we decided we need to go and perform the legal aid clinics. This is where we decided to visit the ODPPP so that he may prosecute all the cases that are pending on his desk, and that I think was one of the major successes of these 16 days of activism. We also followed up with the MCS. We had MCS caucus dinner that on 2nd of December, just to talk about the SGB, gender mainstreaming policy of Kisii County, because we realize as a county, as we are working tirelessly towards ending GBV, as a county we don't have a policy, and that really will drag back our work, because now people have to have policies and regulations in place for things to happen and run smoothly. So that was one of our major, also key talk point, and we hosted the MCS, and they agreed that because the bill is already at the assembly, they are going to work on it and fine-tune it, and hopefully by next year we shall be launching the gender mainstreaming policy. And today, as we were culminating the day, we had a peaceful walk to show solidarity to women who have died of femicide. So specifically we chose femicide because recently, I'm sure most of you have seen on the news, on the televisions, the way women are being killed each and every day. Like in a day, 3 women are killed on average. So it is very alarming, and that's why we decided to show solidarity, and we had nationwide protest. Like every country, every county in this county today were marching to show solidarity, to create awareness, and also call to action for our leaders. It's a multi-sectoral approach, so we need the religious leaders, everybody to come on board and help us to tackle femicide.
Okay.
Kwa sasa ndio watu wameanza kuelewa that GBV inahusisha hadi wanaume, but wakati mwingi watu wamekuwa wakielewa like GBV inahusisha wanawake peke yake, lakini kwa hizi vitu umekuwa ukiongelelea apart from femicide, sana mbona wanawake ndio wanahusishwa sana ama wanahusiwa sana kwa mambo ya GBV?
Yes, we can't deny that women are very vulnerable to violence. First of all, it's because of how the society portrays the women. And we know we are living in a patriarchal society where a woman is not allowed to say no, a woman is not allowed to make decisions, a woman is not allowed to own property. So this is one of the leading reasons, because the patriarchy in our society is so alarming that it makes people feel that a woman does not deserve. Then also, women are focused most because most of the perpetrators of this violence are the men. So that's why we focus on the women. Of course, we decided, because since last year, you've seen many positive masculinity sessions, because we decided that GBV work, if we want to succeed, we cannot work alone with the women only. We need to also involve these men, because they are the major perpetrators. So what are we doing to our men? How are we bringing the young generation not to become violent, and also to take charge, because now, you know, men are the people who are the perpetrators. We need to show them the way. And also we decided to start positive masculinity sessions for the young men, so that when they grow up, they do not have the old mentality of violence in their because there are other alternative measures of conflict resolution. Yeah, so that's why women are being focused on mostly, because they are vulnerable to the violence, and also because of economic instability. Yeah, the women suffer most because most of the women you find they don't have enough money, enough resources, and because they have children and they feel that they are in a marriage, unless it's not working. But the worry is, where will I go as a woman who has 4 kids? So they decide to keep their marriages but sacrifice their lives.
Niruhusu nikuulize ili kwa kifupi, kwa sababu visa vingi ama there are many cases that have been in Kisii recently, kwa sababu mmekuwa hapa wanawake wanadhulumiwa, hata Nairobi tuliona, lakini tukiangazia Kisii wale ambao wanahusika wanaripoti, lakini hakuna hatua kubwa ambayo inafanyika, ama there are no results, the end results of what exactly happened, and wale ambao wanahusika hawachukuliwi hatua za kisheria. Nyinyi kama champions wa femicide, GBV and everything, kuna hatua yote ambayo ama kuna mambo ambayo mmeweka mikakati kushirikiana na serikali kuhakikisha kwamba these things are brought to book, or those people are brought to book?
Naam, naweza kubali changamoto kubwa ambayo tuko nayo, kwa sababu mbona hizi kesi hazifiki kuhukumiwa. Changamoto ya kwanza ni the kangaroo courts. People they bring the case to the police after getting the OB number, they don't follow up the case. Wanaenda kwa Ebinyoro, sasa wanaanza kusolvia huko nyumbani. And now when people have chose forgiveness, you can't go to the court to seek justice for people who have chose forgiveness. Because now, you know, in court we need to have a witness. In court we need to have the perpetrator. We need to have the accused. So if these people do not come out and say, I was violated, me as a champion, I cannot go and stand in court and say she was violated. So that's one of the major challenges. And 2, also it's because of bribery. We know we are living in a society where bribes, if you have money, you can escape the wrath. But it's also to call on the people who are responsible, the lawmakers, the judiciary, and also the police, to just think about humanity, because we are dealing with human life. When in regards to femicide, in regards to defilement, people are defiled in Kisii with people they know, their relatives. They are defiled by their uncles and fathers. But what are we doing about the defilement cases? Because they are also on the rise in Kisii County, and people have just decided to take bribes or take the files, and they take too long to be prosecuted. The files are lying somewhere in somebody's office, and because now also one of the challenges we have is the victims do not have a safe house to run to. So you find that if somebody is being violated and you go and report to the police, when you come back it is the same, cause you are coming to be violated again and you don't have anywhere to go. So as a county we also need a safe space where if somebody experiences violence and he feels that the environment is there, she is no longer safe, she can be taken to the safe house so that she can be there for temporary shelter as he comes back when now the case is completely finished.
Na kabla tujafika kwa hizi siku za ku fight against GBV, wakati ama kati ya Januari umesema wanaanza mwezi wa 11 na mwezi wa 12 tarehe 10. Nini ufanyika hii miezi nyingine? It's different according to different organizations. Yes. But in GBV, we have a GBV technical working group in the country. We have, like recently, we finished the alternative rites of passage that is taken by SICOM. SICOM is also one of the partners in the GBV field, and they work majorly on eradicating FGM in Kisii County. So they have really done good job on educating the young girls and boys on alternative rites of passage. So we have different awareness sessions. We have the YWFA project, that is Young Women for Action, Accountability. It also focuses on creating positive masculinity sessions. We hold sessions with Boda Boda, the transport sector.
we have the religious leaders. It's a multi-sectoral approach where we call on people to just discuss and have a man-to-man talk or lady-to-lady talk so that we can see where the problem is so that we may also find solutions. Yearly, we create awareness. We continue to create awareness every day. That is part of our life, of course. And secondly, we have paralegals who follow up the cases. If somebody needs to find justice, when you go and report to the police and you have the OB number, the paralegal helps you to meditate through the court process until when judgment is served. Again, we also work on education sector because we realize that most of our children who are in school are really suffering, either directly or indirectly, because if we are having domestic violence in school, the child will not perform well in school. The child will also be affected psychologically. So we are trying to engage the couple sessions. The couple sessions is just to train them how to upbring the children so that they may not grow in environments where there is violence. They might not be watching these violent movies so that people have just decided to normalize violence anyway. I think it's because of the movies people watch and now violence is the order of the day. If I grow up in a family where my mom and dad are fighting and my boyfriend and girlfriend fights every day. So if as a child I grow up in that environment, I'll know that's the way to handle situations.
Everlyne kwanyara kabugo kwiwe songekyo mancho muri tugandeta gusanga nayo mugwa batenereri kurwase county ya Kisia waringe kora umoroberio yo bo matwe 15 na limo by the way yo kogikeria mangana gender based violence na boigo amangana ya femicide gose ogoito kwa basubati chinchira cyo bututukano abantu abange sana ndo bakolika cyujumbe gaigana rege kolika. Hi guys, kindly with the due respect, what is the root cause of the problem being addressed? I think we are taking Panadol instead of surgery. As champions, what has the judiciary done to the perpetrators? How do we raise the children currently? I think there is one that you already answered, ile ambayo tumesema ya koti kwamba mambo yanafikishwa pale and does not progress. Labda unaweza ongelea hiyo swali kwa ufupi tu.
Yeah, the cases that are in court. I told you like most of the cases in Kisii, excuse me, most of the cases that we've seen are rape, defilement. That is very rampant, and also FGM. The one problem that we have that does most of the defilement victims do not get justice. Yes, they'll go to the police and report, but from the police, when they go home and the husband realized maybe he's the perpetrator, and the husband realized that my child has gone to the police station and now the mother is being thrown out of the home, he'll choose forgiveness. So in terms of forgiveness, when the child comes to court, he'll deny. So you know, if such a thing happens, there is nothing you can do as even the magistrate that is on that case. Another thing is the kangaroo courts that are in the community. We are really facing a big challenge with the chiefs because now they are making decisions on behalf of the lawmakers. That is not their role. So we also want all the cases of GBV should be reported to the gender desk, because we have the gender desk in the police station. Yes, you may come report from the gender desk, but also if you do not have the proper evidence, because now when a case has to find justice, you have to have evidence according to the court of law. So and in terms of evidence, these children should go to the hospital within 72 hours so that they are given the post-rape care or post-defilement care in terms of PEP and maybe filling the P3 forms so that they can be used as evidence in court. Yeah, and also some have posed challenges in regards to that filling of the P3 form, because it's very expensive to them, because it's charged at 1,500. So I might be raped, but I'm a young girl. I can't afford the 1,500. So I decide let me just leave, then we don't have a safe house. If I report, I go back to the same environment where violence is taking place. So the same thing happens every now and then. Yeah.
Asante sana, labda tukielekea kwa sababu unaona muda wetu unayoyoma sana. Kuna mtu hapa anauliza establish nini ambayo inachangia sana kwa sababu kwa femicide ama kwa issues ambazo zina affect wanawake zinasababishwa na wanaume. Nini ambayo inasababisha wanaume kufikia hatua ya kufanya kwamba anamdhulumu mtoto wa kike ama mtoto mdogo, msichana ama mama mzee ambaye miaka imeenda? What exactly is the cause ambayo inafanya
Na kabla hujajibu hilo swali, tumesema wanaume ndio hasa uchangia ama usababisha maneno ya GBV. Ni nini ile kama nyinyi wanachama mmefanya ili kuhakikisha kwamba si kungoja haya maneno yafanyike ndipo mjitokeze kusaidia? Ni nini ile mmefanya kuhakikisha kwamba wanaume pia wameweza kuelimishwa ama kusaidiwa ama kuongeleshwa ili wasiwe wanajihusisha kwa mambo kama haya?
Vile tulisema, unajua tulisema mtoto mleavyo ndipo
kwavyo.
Sasa tulianza from the schools, because that's why I mentioned that the Ministry of Education is our biggest multi-sectoral partner, because now we have different sessions in school.
Yes.
We've been doing the SASA together. SASA is Start Awareness, Support Action. It's basically training these people to know that if somebody is fighting, if somebody is emotionally abusing you, that is violating your right. And now, what can you do when these things are happening? Also to the boys, we have the, we call it changing boys to men.
Yes.
So we train the young boys to become good men in the society. So we have this different advocacy, and like Ujamaa Africa has a very good program in schools that is in some of the sub-counties. They are new in Kisii County, but they are doing really good work in terms of GBV education in schools. They train teachers, and the teachers train the students how they can handle such cases when they happen. So we have strategies to reach out to the men. We also have the couple sessions that I talked about. The couple sections is just to also let them air their views. If there are differences, it's just a storytelling session where maybe me and you might have passed through the same situation with my wife, but how I handled it is different from how the way the other person will handle it. So that's where we get to find solutions on how to handle most of the matters in marriage, so that the men cannot just resort to violence. They might have different ways, like you can go for mediation, you can go for counseling, couple counseling. Yeah, so these are some of the things that we are doing. And also we have trained men champions. We have men who speak about GBV. We have survivors who tell their story. And through telling their story, they are creating a change, because some of the men now, they just change by virtue.
Na kuna wengine na kuna wale ambao umesema kwamba kuna kangaroo court, mambo inaishia kule home, wengine wanafaa kureport, but there are those who feel wakireport maybe itawaibisha, ama like they just want to feel secure. Kama ni mtoto mdogo amekuwa amedhulumiwa, just keep it to herself ama to himself. Hiyo unaweza waambiaje? Ama msichana ama mwanamke ambaye amefanywa vibaya ama amechapwa na the husband, anasema akiambia watu ama akiripoti vile mmesema, itakuwa ni kama anakuwa na shame.
Hata mwanaume ambaye amechapwa, si wengi wanakujanga kwa so it is very possible, by the way. Most of them feel ashamed, especially, you know, rape even in school. The pupils will be laughing at you. So that's why we are emphasizing we need a safe house, and we also have the victim protection. When the media has a very big role in playing that part, because now you see, you are the people who mostly cover these stories and bringing them to the limelight. One of the things that we are really struggling with is we should always protect the victim. However much the situation might be very open, and maybe you want it to gain the visibility online. We should always try, especially with the children now that they don't have consent, try and always cover their faces and also try to close the locations, so that these things that people can easily relate that this is so and so. So these are some of the things we are trying to do. And also if it is a mother and a child, if the child is being violated in the same house that they live with the mother, if we had a rescue center in Kisii, we would flee the mother and the child for some time until the case is finished, and that will really mean a lot of resources, and that's why we are struggling, because we don't have a policy, and now GBV in Kisii County does not have a budget. So if we had the rescue center, the mother and the daughter will be fleeing for even a year just to recover. And also, you know, when you from a rescue center, you don't usually go to the same environment. You are taken somewhere, maybe given a house and food and basic needs that you need. And also the victims, the perpetrators, we need to call on these perpetrators, because they live amongst us. The people who defile the children in Kisii County, they are relatives. They are people who are known to them. So we also need to protect the victims, but also call on the perpetrators. Because most of the times when you see the reports on the media, they just say a child is raped. And who raped the child? That is the big question. Who raped the child? Because if you ask the child, they tell you it's so and so. But people are just afraid of calling out to these perpetrators, and they continue to do this vice. And also the police, let them just do their work. Yeah.
Sante sana mwancho moliria togendera gusangamo n'abatenereri gosoyo mubo batenereri uyonya rako bagakorera mange hanera mono igoro ya matwi 15 arimo no tachika ukomanya Serondo chinga kieto chikomnyoka sana, lakini niruhusu pia tuongelele there are some ladies, female leaders ambao walikuwa wanaambia Mheshimiwa Rais William Ruto kwamba serikali iweze kushughulikia mambo haya as the government. Sijui kama mmeweza kupata ripoti yote tangia, tumeona watu wengi sana wakiuawa Nairobi pia. Wanawake wanapatikana wameaga dunia, wengine wanauliwa. Even the suspects are known, but there is no much action done as you said. Labda kwa serikali kuu mnaweza semaje, ama what can you say to the national government, and as well kuna mwingine hapa alikuwa anauliza mtaleta lini 20 days of activism against men. Wanataka ya wanaume.
No, GBV is general, so it's against men and women. We have even this homicide is both for men and women. Yeah, we have GBV defilement. It happens for all genders. It's not about women. And also, on the issue of femicide should be declared a national crisis for sure in
the country.
Because if 3 women are being killed every day, that is reported cases. What about the unreported cases? What about the unreported cases that maybe they are not popular people, and maybe the media does not come to cover it so that it might gain visibility? So if we come to think of this thing, and today what we saw is clearly that we are alone in this journey. Today we had the peaceful walks in all the counties, but whatever happened in Nairobi is not something that is very pleasing, especially now that Nairobi is the hotspot of women who are dying every day. How can people who are just walking peacefully in solidarity with the women who have fallen just be tear gassed by the police? If you see the way that woman was crying, like he was pushed by the police, people are tear gassed, people are right now in hospital, people are in police, and they were just peaceful people who are walking to show solidarity. It clearly shows that we are alone in this journey, because now if those are police officers whom we expect to provide security to its citizens, then it's really causing an alarm. And recently you saw the president had a meeting with the women leaders and gave us 100 million to tackle femicide. Up to now, right now, it's almost a month down the line. What have they done? We had a nationwide protest again on 27th of January this year when we began, when people were really dying. And after the protest, reduced. But around June, July, August, you also saw the number of people who died in BNBs. We had the Kware dam site where over 100 bodies, female bodies, were found mutilated. So the question is, why, if the women are dying out of natural circumstances, where are they mutilating women's bodies? Where are these body parts going to? Recently, the pupils at Endarasha disappeared. Where did the kids go? Like, we have a lot of unanswered questions, and which also the government is not ready to give us answers. And that's why we are saying femicide is a multi-sectorial issue. If it is about the men, where did the humanity go? How can you kill somebody until you boil and you just remain with bones, and you also pick the bones and go it dump it somewhere? It's just also, it's a really alarming issue. And the government, I can say the government is not doing so much when it comes to protect its citizens, because now we were given 100 million. There are 100 million right now. Out of the 100 million, several women have died after. No policies have been enacted. One of the demands, we had 16 demands when we began the End Femicide protest in January 27th. None of the demands have been met. And I'm telling you for sure that we've been following up on the judiciary. We've been going to the Chief Justice, the President. None of them is ready to take the action, just to sit on the table and discuss. This is what the women of Kenya want. Because, you know, End Femicide movement is a women-led movement, but it has different organizations, over 1,000 organizations that are coming together. They are not funded, but they are just out of goodwill, because they saw that femicide is an issue that requires people to talk about. They've really tried in terms of policy advocacy. We want an act of parliament just to tackle femicide, because you see, if even the president does not, at January when we began, he did not recognize femicide as femicide. Then in June, at least now he knew there was something like femicide, and he talked about it, and even the Chief Justice. It's our efforts as the End Femicide movement that the Chief Justice, we went and had a talk with the Chief Justice, Martha Koome, and then these are the same women who are in the good positions to talk about issues of women. We have women parliamentarians who are not really doing so much in parliament. Right, today we had the walks, and none of the women parliamentarians showed up for the walk. So that really tells you that we are alone in justice.
Yeah, I was even to ask about the women rep of Kisii County, because I've seen recently the county MCAs, the ladies from
the ladies
nominated
have really
ladies
supported the journey, and we are shouting out to the ladies MCAs in Kisii County.
Mudirector itago tumanya una chinsa chia minyo kire kegima kurende aso gukora kegima, nataka kukuuliza swali kwamba the 16 days umeona according to na zile vitu mmefanya, mmeona kuna impact imeleta, ama bado hata kama kuna hizi 16 days of activism bado
watu wanaogopa kujitokeza?
Yes, tunaweza sema kuna impact kidogo. Hatuwezi sema, because now results are seen way after. We can't say that they're immediate results. Mabadiliko ni polepole, but for now, unajua kitu mzuri ni kupea mtu mawaidha, so that when such a thing happens, he knows when to report, where to report, how and when, and at what time. So our work is just to give information. As long as you've given your best in terms of information and the referral pathways. So I know most men can really come out, but the reason as to why also most of the campaigns are geared towards women, it's because women talk. They talk, they won't die with their issues. If today I'm slapped by my husband, I will just go to the police station and talk about it. So it's because also women, as we talk, and that's why we are also encouraging, because we know of there are many men who are also suffering in silence, and we are here just to call on you to speak out, because you might end up also dying in the process, because we have mental health issues, and people have several underlying conditions. So even before you resort to violence. Maybe utanichuna tu but nimekufa. Like your intention was not to kill me, but because of maybe the medical conditions that I have, it might make me to die. And so you'll end up living all your life that you've killed somebody and the regrets. Yeah, the impacts are felt because for the 16 days of activism activities, we targeted the real mashinani.
Yes.
We went Adi uko South Mugirango, we were at Masimba, we were at Marani, we are at Nyamache, Kenyenya. So, and we targeted the market days where we can find most of the people.
Yes.
So, tulipeana information, and we hope that most of the people will really come out.
Yes.
And also we need support for the government to continue the work that the CSOs are doing, because we cannot do this alone in solidarity, because now, you know, CSO funding inaweza isha, and the government should continue with the work that we've done.
Kwa yule mmoja ambaye labda kuweza kuona kwa news, labda na kuwatch sai kwa mara ya kwanza na anapitia hizi shida, ajue afanyeje, kwa dakika moja tu, kwa sababu muda wetu umeyoyoma, unaweza muambiaje now that mmemaliza hizi siku lakini kuna mwingine anapatana na haya maneno for the first time?
Yeah, first of all, if aujui kitu ya kufanya, we have a toll free line. It's a toll free line 1195. It's for GBV.
Hiyo ni mtu anapiga simu.
Unapiga simu
na dial 1195.
It is free, you can call, it works 24/7. So kama umedhulumiwa na haujui kitu ya kufanya, you can call 1195 so that upate kusaidiwa. Then we have also the paralegals, wa daraja mbili, SICOM, and they're always ready to help. But apart from that, we have the gender desk. Kama umeenda kwa polisi haujasaidika, because now people wanaenda kwa police station instead of going, because GBV tulitoa kwa the side of the police, we have just a different special unit to deal with GBV issues. So people should just walk straight to the GBV desk so that they write and these matters can be followed
GBV desk iko kwa police station.
Iko kwa police station. And also it was part of our advocacy.
Yes.
Itolewe kwa police station ipeleke kwa hospitali. Because now most of the people are not comfortable with it being at the police station. We need it at the hospital so that mtu akienda kufanyiwa the medical assessment after rape ama after IPV ama after domestic violence, ataingia tu hapo a report afanyiwe kila kitu in one package. So it will also enhance the chance of losing clients along the way.
So umesikia Osero, ukipata shida pale nyumbani, lakini pia I think it's good ifunguliwe ofisi yake yenye iko separate hata kama si hospitali, so that we know there is a center kama police station mtu anaenda na report.
Yeah, we have different stations. Actually the GBV in the county, we have LVCT that is also working. They have a GBV as the rescue center where we can go. It's just where you can report and maybe they help you follow up the cases. We have Kisi Youth Wellness Center also that deals with adolescents and young people. Iko pale Twin Towers ground floor. There you can go and report your case, then they follow up wenyewe tu. Your work is just to tell them, then they follow up, and they also even give you legal support. They give you a lawyer, they pay for you. We kazi yako tu ni kureport.
Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Asante sana mwancho mwaligili yoni gakoro kwa Lucy Onyango. Uyoro mo coordinator wa mangana ya igakoro ase county ya Kisii barange go toka no magani onde by the way patrende mangana na bakonyale kana lero na sana ka gutara ko na bachoro
mwanje muri barona kwa igure twabere togose mi gose kumanyiwa nigikeke wenda gokorekana kero no kundirirwo ko kwabere ko ene kiwane na se chinga atomenye no nabasacha mo nabasacha Eric tokwana kundirirwa okire kwana esoke kwana enamba nateba nabo gwaka 1195 nabo gwako bakire simi mbake binyoro imengo ikabare erinde bagokonya to basagukira erinde omanya konyora kwenyorera soboko mu obotanyare kwerusia
nganchere tokolera wasinga nche bironche ni ngonkoro kwa Eric Bosire tonyora ne chinsanya
nchire tere ne Everlyne Osero.